just to let you all know, everyone, I'll be live streaming tomorrow also in the early evening around supper-ish time, 5, 6, maybe 6, 7, whatever. Around that time so that we can get together, maybe, bring whatever, your popcorn, your beer, your coffee, your tea, whatever you want to bring, whatever's your thing. And we'll have a nice chat and have some fun, have a few surprises. Right, let's get right into it. The interesting part, respectful professor, right? Everyone's talking about Haim Eshed. This guy is a retired general, okay? And Eshed said that aliens were equally curious also about humanity and were also seeking to understand the fabric of the universe, like I said yesterday. Eshed also said that the corporation agreements had been signed between species. That there's literally a contract. He's not just saying that there's been a contact. He's saying that there's a contract signed between species, between extraterrestrials and humans, including an underground base in the depth of Mars where there are American astronauts and alien representatives. There's an agreement between the U.S. government and the extraterrestrials. They signed a contract with us to do experiments. And don't forget, this could be also a red flag. I'm just reading the information, what's going on. We still have to use common sense. But still, a very interesting event. Eshed also added that President Donald Trump was aware of the extraterrestrials. Here's where it gets interesting, guys and gals. The existence of extraterrestrials and had been on the verge very closely to revealing information, but was asked not to in order to prevent mass hysteria. Now, maybe this is why all those demons like Pelosi and everyone that want to get him out because of this coming information that he wants to expose. But again, still no mention of the moon. But everything I caught on the moon and everything that we're seeing that I'm showing and that I have been for the past 4.5 years is very much related to Haim's story, right? Haim Eshed. Imagine, go back to listen to what I just told you and replace Mars with the moon instead, because there's still no mention of the moon. I'm telling you, the moon may be a bigger secret than the Mars revelation that the Space CHief just revealed. So it just goes to show how deep the secret runs. What are they doing on the moon? This is an object hitting the moon, and we could see some type of shape and form. I'll get a nice close-up, not too long, won't be lingering along on this, because I do want to get back to the surface. There's many lines, shapes, and forms on the surface that look like there's a setup. And now, why I wanted to bring this up, is that if they finally admitted, and again, keep in mind whether it's a red flag or not, he did say that aliens and humans had signed a contract. So let's just say that they signed the contract and that it's true what he said. Well, now it changes everything. And the research that I'm showing on the moon, it still absolutely is incredible, but now it's even more incredible. Bring the Apollo landings into that, if they would have known about it or not, whether they went or not. It changes a lot of people. A lot of theories are going to be changing in the community. That's for sure, in the astronomy community. Check it out. A line going by, straight line that runs for over 100 kilometers, guys and gals. But now here's another faint line. If you're on the phone, don't even think of seeing it. If you're on a large television, you see very well the lines like I do with my 70-inch. And the construction all the way to the top, light sources on the bottom, to the right what looks like pipes and tunnels, and that haze under the blue arrow right there. Those hazes could be being produced by those pipes, tunnels, or whatever we are seeing. So, and there they are here, more tunnels and pipes on the bottom right. So, before even having heard Mr. Eshed, Haim Eshed, speak about this, in 2016 I started saying, hey, it looks like there's something inside the moon, and now the revelation about Mars, but still no mention about the moon. Let's not lose track of what just occurred this year. The revelation of the 3 videos from the Pentagon that they exposed, admitted were alien and or unknown, totally alien to us. Don't forget the defense minister, Paul Hellyer, a while back, who started opening up about aliens, admitting to them being real. Paul Hellyer was Canada's defense minister. We have now the Space CHief Haim Eshed, who is actually talking even further, going a step further, admitting that there was an actual contract between two species. And that is something coming from a professor that is very credibly well known to the world in this subject, especially. Watch the UFO on the moon on the right when it goes by. Watch what happens to the surface and the big puff of cloud and what looks like more lights coming from the surface as the UFO plunges into the darkness. Another one on top. So, what I was trying to get to is that we have our proof. This is soft disclosure. It's been going on for at least a year, for sure. And they're exposing so much. They exposed the Galactic Federation for the first time. Think of it. This is huge. For those of you who are researching and understand the truth, like a part of the truth of what's going on and how serious it is, well, the Galactic Federation having been talked about, it's the head of it all. So if they're talking about that, it's because we're going to have to talk about what's underneath it. Look what happens to a UFO when it takes off on the moon. Would you be able to detect a mist that has the same reflectivity as the surface? Absolutely not. They go unnoticed on the surface of the moon. So now they're telling us that on Mars, there's bases inside of Mars with, get this, American astronauts. Now, it's not because I'm telling you this information that I believe it. Like I said, it doesn't mean I don't either. But red flags and all that, I remain an open mind. So are they coming to enslave us or save us? Are the aliens coming to do experiments on humans or experiment on our economy? Or are they going to continue what the elites are doing now? Or are they coming to reprimand them? Are they coming to solve the situation, the problem, telling them to stop controlling us? Or are they going to support that idea? Those are things that come into mind. Like, are the aliens going to come give them tools to continue manipulating us? Or are there other ideas? You can only imagine. Hey, look at all those connections. Now it would make more sense. Hey, that the aliens, for example, as a theory, would have created all of this. This is a UFO over Hyginus crater. You'll see the crater in the next frame. And then the humans would be just contributing with them. This is when it started, infrared. Here's a stationary UFO, lights going to and from the UFOs. Then I caught the larger UFOs, not really hiding themselves either. And I'm going to show you that rope-like object that I caught. UFO 2012, Eric caught something on the NASA live stream feed, and there is no difference with the object. I hope he's getting a chance to see this. So that he can see it at the end of the video. So this is a stationary UFO that was over the house, and I had lots of activity here, and those of you who followed me this year know it. Every day there were UFOs in the sky. There's Hyginus crater that I'm circling over, and the shadow of the UFO, or another UFO that's right beside this one. A large one and a small one that can be seen. Look at all the constructed objects. No one's going to tell me that that's not constructed. You'll be laughed at. But that's okay. I mean, people are allowed their opinions. I know what I know. But then again, it's still just my belief. I'm not here to change anyone's beliefs, nor am I here to change your religion. But I would so appreciate you integrating this into your beliefs and doing what you want with this information. But what I'm showing you is concrete evidence that something is definitely up there. So now there's a monolith. But that one's been there for a while. It wasn't taken down. And it's a lot higher than the 10-footer or 12-footer that we have here. And, of course, those surrounding objects that look like bases. So what if the lockdown, this is theories. I'm shooting so many theories into your heads. Lots of you appreciated last video. I'm going to shoot a lot more because they're really important. Imagine if the lockdown was so that the aliens could arrive peacefully and be less people around. Imagine if aliens looked like us, but only their nose, mouth, and eyes were different, so then they could pass off wearing masks by getting us to wear masks, and then they could just infiltrate with masks for a while until they set up. I have so many theories about what's going on. I've heard many theories. I think of my own many theories sometimes. And can we say that we're living in exciting times? I mean, this is the structuring on the surface. It's what I believe are the bases there. So whether it's Death Star or not, they're still on there, doing their thing. Whether it was created or built, that would be really far advanced, right? Or is it? I don't know. I still don't know. They could have been here a long time ago, is what I think. It's just now, for some reason, they're going to mention it. And I always said to myself, the day they mention it, it's going to have to do with a reset. Literally, I'm not making this up, but I'm talking about not the same reset, global reset that people are thinking of. I'm talking about having to start society over after a cataclysmic event. Hopefully not. And I'm happy to say that, the volcanoes, while you're watching UFOs arrive on the moon here, volcanoes, hopefully, I'm afraid when that spews out, it's going to be a lot of volcanoes at the same time. And, it flies up so high up into the sky, and just last minute with the ash, the pandemic, it would be the worst time for that to happen. But I expect the worst, right? We should all expect the worst just to be safe. But the good news is that it's not going to end in one day. If society is to end, it ain't going to happen in one day. And we just might have a chance to save ourselves doing it. Unity, together as one, no matter what culture or race we are. We see enemies sometimes become allies to defend certain countries and stuff. Well, that's what we have to do. Here's this object. Really, really cool. In space, flying around. They show up on NASA feeds. UF of 2012, Eric, posted it this week. Go check out his video. A couple days back, 2 or 3 days ago. It's the same bloody thing. There's no difference. You can even see the teeth and stuff on this thing as it's going around. It looks like some type of hose, maybe, or rope, right? Loose, like debris and stuff. A lot going on out there, Thousands of pieces of debris that are floating around Earth. It's always been. They talk about it more and more. That's aside from all the satellites. But look at the objects, It's very rare that we see this type of shape. This one here is coming down straight. I don't think it's like a rope or bending, but it is bent because you can see it turn as it comes down. These are really nice shots, actually. And I'm going to get even closer than that. It's going to be pretty blinding on the eyes, but sometimes we need this. Sorry for the blindness, but look, isn't it awesome? Look at it come down, this object, or objects that are broken up or breaking up, that are on fire. But either way, they're all following each other. And wow, it's incredible to see it. Look at it. You're literally on the edge of the moon. And let me tell you, ladies and gents, it's not easy to catch this. I had to be exactly the way you see the edge of the moon there, on the edge. And simultaneously, as I was panning onto the surface of the moon to align it, this object went by. We see things going to and from the moon. We see things hitting the moon. We see things leaving, like I said, going to and from. Towering objects like that, like the two of them that I showed you, monolithic objects in this video. A light source with a road leading off to other structures, clear structures. Even if you don't know what these structures are, they're still clear structures. More theories. What if aliens... Because, listen, we have to think of everything. We hear people saying, well, it's a breakaway civilization. Well, okay. Well, if it's a breakaway civilization, can we say they'd be hard to detect? Here's the theory. What if... I love these theories. What if the aliens that came to Earth, the extraterrestrials, were a breakaway civilization of born children on the moon, that were born on the moon, but with human DNA? Would they be that different? Probably. Would it be that hard for them to blend in with us? No. What if they want us to wear masks because aliens only have a different nose and mouth, and they could hide that by putting on glasses too, whatever? It gets really crazy when you start talking about the theories. Oh, I got another good one. If it wasn't for my amazing community, this channel wouldn't even exist. Thanks a whole bunch, everyone. I really appreciate it. Slow disclosure is in progress. More information will be coming. A lot more.
And then my name